Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony, and welcome to another edition of BnA Sports Talk. So, today we're going to do the Tampa Bay Buccaneers off-season opinions, goals, how they did last season, how I thought they'd do last season, and how they're going to do next year, their ceiling, their floor, all that coming up right now. I don't know why I had to say that, but last year I predicted their record at 5-11, and that's just about where they finished. I knew that they would have a quarterback situation this year that wasn't really that ideal. A couple years ago, I had them making the Super Bowl. I had them. I thought they would pop a couple years ago, but that didn't happen. So yeah, there's that. So what I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should do this off season. So they have a 5th overall pick. I'd be wanting to trade down that pick. I'd be search like the Jets. Search for offers. They're in the same position as the Jets. You have your quarterback that you think. The only difference is Sam Darnold's for the long-term future. This is the make-or-break year for Jameis. So you want to surround him with the best pieces as possible. How you do that? You trade back in the draft with the Bengals, the Dolphins. You get a nice edge rusher with Jason Pierre-Paul. Pierre-Paul's getting older, but he was still formidable last year. Had around 13.5 sacks, which is great. The Giants would get that, want that any day. Oh wait, yeah, we traded him away. Anyway, so you're solid at corners. I think you have Brent Grimes there. You have this guy Adams or Andrews. He had a decent year last year. He had 4 interceptions. So I think you're pretty good at corner. You may need another corner. Get him in like the second round, or something like that. But your first overall pick should be a defensive end. I don't really like the Buccaneers offseason this year. So they've got Bruce Arians and they have Todd Bowles as defensive coordinator. I like those two coaches. I think they're going to work well together. Todd Bowles is a little bit more quiet, but Bruce Arians, he's aggressive. He's like Jameis Winston. I think that tandem is going to work. You have Jameis Winston, that's a gunslinger, and you have Bruce Arians, that's a pretty good coach. He had success with the Cardinals. The Cardinals had a really bad roster a couple years ago, and somehow they went 8-7-1. I predicted them that year to go 4-12. I mean, they did exceptionally well the other year. If they did a little worse, they wouldn't have had to trade down to get Josh Rosen. But that's besides the point. So you need defensive end. You signed your offensive line left tackle to a big deal, making sure you can protect Jameis Winston. I think you overpaid for him. But Jameis Winston has no playmakers now. He's a gunslinger. He's going to toss balls up like Ryan Fitzpatrick that are 50-50. You need a playmaker. Mike Evans, I get it, but Adam Humphries left, Deshaun Jackson left. Jameis Winston never had the best connection with Deshaun Jackson, which I'm glad they got rid of him. If you want to surround Jameis with the pieces to make him most successful. So you need to look at a wide receiver. Maybe drop to 13th. I would not draft DK Metcalf. I would think about it. I would think about it if he drops there. I'd have a hard think about it. But you need a defensive pass rush. Help Todd Bowles out. He's a great defensive mind. Give him talent to work with. Because if you don't have talent, I mean, it's not going to help the offense whatsoever. The Tampa Bay defense has been awful for the past couple years, and you don't want Jameis to start making all these throws, all these risky throws, and he'll eventually make mistakes. You want him to be in position to succeed. So I'd say their top 3 needs: number 1, defensive end; number 2, offensive line; number 3, wide receiver. Peyton Barber is a good enough running back to carry them through. Maybe a late round pick, draft a running back, but you're more than a couple players away. You're in the Jets situation, you're more than a couple players away. And the difference with the Jets and the Buccaneers is the Buccaneers didn't spend at all this offseason because they didn't really have much to spend. They just restructured Mike Evans' contract, which I guess is good. It frees a little more cap so they can spend. But you paid your left tackle even more, so you have 2 players now that are, Mike Evans, your left tackle, and your quarterback that are almost 50-60 million against the cap, it's going to be really hard to succeed with that. You look at all these players in the league that are paid $25 million for the quarterback, and they don't really succeed that well because you can't really surround them with talent. But with Arians, I believe that this team will be successful in a couple years. Even though their over-under last year was around 5 or 6, I think this year it should be around the same. Next year, they're going to be picking in the top 5 again. I had them in my power rankings as, I think, number 30, just above the Dolphins and Bengals, but just behind teams like the Giants, the Lions, and teams like that. You have your quarterback, but you're more, like I said, more than a player away. You'd want to trade back you trade back in a hurry. If the Dolphins or Bengals call you and they're offering, a second, they're offering a swap plus like a couple seconds, or a second and third, or a combination, or future draft picks, I'd do it. As their ceiling and their floor, they have a really tough schedule next year because they have to play the NFC West and the AFC South, two really good divisions. So I think their ceiling is around 7 wins. This is if Jameis and Bruce Arians click right away, and Jameis makes some late drives and he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. But this team can win as many as 2 games as little as 2 games next year. The only sure wins I could see on the schedule are like maybe a Panthers win, maybe like 2 divisional wins, and maybe the Cardinals. But they're probably gonna have Kyler Murray next year and a better defense, so you never know. Oh yeah, and I also forgot, they got rid of Quan Alexander, who's now in the 49ers. That's a big hole you need to fill. Quan Alexander wasn't the best player, but you still lost one of the top linebackers in the league, and you need to get a new guy. Bruce Arians is showing, hey, I'm evaluating talent right now. We're getting rid of the old guys. We're getting rid of the old kind of core. And we're bringing in some new guys that are going to play better. Some guys that can help Jameis Winston and help Todd Bowles out, make this defense actually have some sort of face or some sort of identity. Their defense was awful last year. Bringing in Todd Bowles should help them improve from their 31st ranked defense last year. Todd Bowles was pretty successful with the Jets. It's just that he wasn't really a leader in the locker room the Jets went behind. I think Bruce Arians is going to take that role, and Todd Bowles is kind of just do what you do. Build some defense. Make this defense have an identity. As far as rushing, you have Peyton Barber, and the offensive line, I think, will fix that problem if you get some more pieces to fix the offensive line. You're not 1 or 2 pieces away, so you're 2 or 3 years away, and I think Bruce Arians knows that, and he wants to do a smart rebuild rather than trying to win it all right now. He's going to try to wait 2-3 years and build a successful team. The rest of the division, you have the Carolina Panthers, who, they're going to have to figure out the quarterback situation in a while because Cam Newton got injured and now he's a big guy, and I think that's going to be a problem going forward. You have the Saints, who Drew Brees, he only has 1 year left in him, I think. Then you also have Teddy Bridgewater replacing him. I think they should be fine, but you could challenge them in a couple years. And then you have the Falcons, who are in a little bit of a rough spot right now. So they're looking at, hey, in 2-3 years, we can be kings of this division. And I think Bruce Arians knows that. Bruce Arians, even though he retired and he's coming back, he's a win now guy. And in order to win now, you need to do a quick rebuild, not try to win now, and not try to rebuild while winning. Rebuild by losing. See what you have in Jameis Winston, and if he's not good, you drop the quarterback next year, and then you move on from Jameis and try to trade him for the best assets you can get. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think Tampa should do in the comment section down below. Way down there, please like, favorite, and subscribe if you haven't already. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.